Hello everybody, and my name is Kayla, and I'd like to welcome you to your recovery. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about flares, what I mean when I refer to a flare in your symptoms, what flares were like for me, and how it is that I've managed through them. Now, a flare is basically just any time any of the symptoms you're experiencing become aggravated or additionally bothersome. A flare can be either self-induced with trigger point pressure and trigger point massage, or they may come on in times of additional stress, strain, or even sickness. My flares used to be debilitating. I would get a massage and I would have to recover the day of, and I would be symptomatic for a week or sometimes more with dizziness and balance problems. Those were my most debilitating issues, the things that I set out to fix. But the massages, they did seem to be productive, and I was dizzy pretty much 24/7 by this time anyways, no matter what I did. So I did the massages and I dealt with the flare-ups from that, and it's really done well to relieve me of those symptoms long term. Now, I said flares can also come on in times of stress or strain. You know, I couldn't do much with my upper body, my upper arms, anything with lifting, carrying, holding, things like groceries, even my baby. Just holding him would induce my symptoms and increase my pain, and I felt like I had little strings, weights just pulling and hanging off of me. But I rested as I needed to. I utilized ice and heat, whatever felt good to me. I seem to like ice better in the summer and then heat in the winter. But I also used a lot of topical magnesium cream. I felt it was really good for my muscles and for my nerves. And I also had hopes that maybe it could affect some of the calcifications that I developed in my body, specifically in my neck. The flares, once I learned, what a flare was and how to manage through them, it became a lot easier because daily self-treatment, it just made my professional massages more productive. Instead of getting massage and having a huge flare and then just spending time basically aggravating my trigger points and my symptoms, going to get a massage and repeating the process all over again. When I started treating myself daily, I would get my massage, experience my symptoms and my relief, and I would manage better in between. And then I could get another massage, experience additional symptoms, which also brought relief, and it's just created a massive linear improvement for me over time. You don't want to be uncomfortable with your flares. If you're not comfortable, it's going to discourage you from doing anything. When I didn't feel well, I didn't always want to do, my trigger point pressure and massage. I would take time off. Not that I am against that at all. If you are uncomfortable, it's absolutely key to rest until you feel better and more motivated and able to be able to self-treat. I just worked through everything, and eventually now I can't even invoke my symptoms as badly, not manually with my hands or with my back knobber. My LMT can no longer induce my symptoms as badly, and he's a former bodybuilder. He's very strong. He's really been able to showcase his skill and strength with me, being so highly affected, with neuromuscular disease. And he still can't, I get a migraine sometimes when he works on the occiput, but I've always got, anytime I worked up here, I would end up with a migraine. That was the flare for that area, and anything in the traps, I would get a lot of flare into my shoulders, and then the dizziness and balance issues. But now my flares are very minimal. My symptoms are very difficult to invoke. I still have trigger points. I still treat every day, but I don't have to spend nearly as much time. It's not as much effort, especially with the mental work. Anytime I couldn't massage, I always just worked in my brain instead to try and retrain the anxiety responses that I was experiencing, just work through that stress response, so that in addition to talking back to my nervous system with the trigger point pressure, I was also reprogramming the nervous system to stop sending those tension signals out in the first place. Sometimes flares can make you doubt. A lot of people, including myself, wonder, if they're getting worse, if something else is going on. But I personally found it best to just trust in the process and deal with everything. I refer to, daily body work and treatment. It's productive pain, trigger point pressure, other things I do like dry needling. They have a pain aspect to them, but it's a productive pain. It gets you somewhere. So I was in pain and symptomatic all the time, no matter what I did. So for me to treat it and work through it has just been, it's taken care of all of my issues. It's been quite a journey. I am still working to achieve a full recovery. I'm going to see how close to 100% I can get. I started my journey last year. It's completely debilitated. Couldn't be upright for more than 15 minutes without having extreme facial and sinus pressure. Felt like my brain was going to burst out of my head. I also could not drive or even really ride in a vehicle because I would get so dizzy and have so many perception issues and sensitivity problems. Now my issues are, this ear clogs up a little bit, and I have tinnitus, but I've always had tinnitus ever since I was a child. So sometimes it feels like I'm wearing a little earmuff over here, and right in the back of the left of my neck I still have some muscular dysfunction where I had a head tilt and my shoulder was also raised, so I had a kink here in my neck. But I'm hoping that by continuing my daily self-treatment, I am able to alleviate myself of these remaining minimal symptoms, and I'm glad to share everything that I am learning along the way with you. Again, my name is Kayla. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like. It tells me that you enjoy seeing what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. Please feel free to share, and of course I welcome your comments anytime. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. I'm working again on videos. I will be publishing more soon. Let me know what you want to see. I'll do my best to show you and share with you my journey. I'll see you next time.